I've always known in life there was a creator beyond myself and that created this existence. But acknowledging that there is an opposing force to that creator. And because of seeking all the answers within and recognizing who I am, my energy is here not to please but to awaken people, and that could cause people to feel triggered. And today my goal is for you is to question, what do you believe in? Because a lot of us understand that we're being fed information, but we're starving for wisdom. And the wisdom lies within for you to question, what master are you feeding? Because we have an opposing force called the enemy, darkness, and we have another opposing force called what people call God, the creator, or light. And my question to you is, if you're existing at the same time where there's duality, what are you choosing to believe and feed? Because that is the only way you will not only understand your purpose upon this planet, but you will understand the reasoning for your existence. So in today's video, we're going to dive down the rabbit hole to start questioning beyond what we already know, so we can finally allow ourselves permission to feel all right, carving out our own path. What is Gooch beautiful beings? Welcome back, AwakenOnes, on another episode on Embracing Ascension series with your homegirl Brittany Fontanez. If you're new to this channel, so glad to have you here. If you've been on this journey with me so far, gang, only love you, know who you is. On this channel, I am an energetic activator here to assist you to awaken things you have yet to see, with emotional awareness to go upon your spiritual evolution. Now, if you want to know anything more about me, you could go in the description box below, hit my link tree, and you'll be redirected to all the services that I render and the merch that I have. Now, beautiful beings, before we get into this video that's gonna make us dive down the rabbit hole, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you'll be notified of when I post new videos, which is every week. Now, beautiful beings, I've had a little controversy with myself in wanting to discuss this type of topic, even though I've done so many videos on my channel that you guys go check out, where most people would call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't really believe in that. There are so much information that we're being fed, but my heart is always starving for a deeper understanding of history, of life, of the universe, of our existence, of our meat suit, of the anatomy of the human existence. And because of this, I have learned so much and continue to learn. And the more that I have, the more I've been able to recognize who I am and why my existence is here. And like I said in the beginning, I am an energetic activator. I trigger people to awaken to their bullshit, or I trigger people to awaken to learn beyond what they already know, to the point they feel inspired to discover more about themselves and to go on that journey of self-discovery and self-love. But the controversy I've had with myself is discussing the forces that pretty much rule everything and our belief system. You know, lately I've been watching a lot of different celebrities coming out with, hidden motives behind industries, corporations, the banking system, and I'm like listening to it, and I'm like, wow, I knew this at a very young age. I knew a lot of things that were going to happen today's age at a very young age. And to see all this and to recognize all this, a lot of things are coming to the surface, a lot of things are being exposed. So there comes a time where we need to really question, what are we believing in and what master are we feeding? And I even hate using the word master, but we got to be really honest with ourselves. There are things in this world we can't control. We can control how we feel, we can control how we think, we can control what we do and how we act, but we can't control the forces outside of us, people, places, nature, what people are going to do, what industries are going to do, what's going to come out. We can't control those things, but we have this God complex of thinking that we do. And because of this, we think we are the God of the universe. Now, I'm here to share something with you. You are the God of your own universe, your own inner kingdom, this being. But you're not the God of the world. And I'm saying this because, like I said, sometimes I trigger people, but I'm here so we can go down the rabbit hole and become emotionally intelligent and mature enough to have these type of conversations. Because everything that we're being told, everything that we're being fed, it makes us become lost in the world to the point we become the world and we forget why we are on this planet, so we can create our world within this world. Not to the point of trying to take over the world, but to embark on making an imprint that's not only going to make a legacy or be known in history, but to the point that it's really going to assist people in the long run, for the longevity of their health, of their wealth, and even for the human civilization, or civilization as a whole. You know, there is a creator. There's a creator that created the many blades of grass. It knew how we were going to look when we came out of birth. It knew our personality. It knew how we were going to be. It knew how things were going to create. It created absolutely everything. But what is the conflict in our world is our beliefs. And we believe. If you notice in religion and in history, what we call the enemy is always trying to fight us, make us become lost, make us travel down the path of sin. You know, that typical stuff. And please, in no way, shape, or form, I'm bashing anyone's belief systems or religion. Let's just question. Let's just maturely question what we are believing in. So, in the Bible, it always talks about the enemy and God, the enemy and God. This opposing force that we call darkness, that we call evil, the enemy, has really created the foundation of the vibration we're all living on, and that is fear, worry, greed, manipulation, and hatred. And because of this, a lot of us only have our perspective in seeing that and believing that because it's all over the world. And we forget that there is an opposing force, a higher force that is here for our good, that is here for our service. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, you know, we all want to believe in something, but we're putting our beliefs into people, rather energy. We could have mentors, we can have idols, but we don't know their true intentions. This is why it's very important to dive deep into self and become still, because that is where you gain the clarity and the answers to the questions that you've been having. Because no one is living in your essence, no one's living in your body, no one really knows who you are, but there is a creator that does. Now, there is the opposing force that creator has made. They said, God created the devil turned on God, and because of this, he created earth, and that's why there's so much chaos. But in my opinion, because of this story, it made us live in fear for so long and too long, to the point that we're not looking at the bigger picture of the point of duality. And you may question, why did God create this force? Why did God create this energy that wants to master all of us? Because what if this opposing force that we call the enemy is not here to master us, but God is trying to teach us how to master it and ourselves? I believe the whole reason why there is a warfare between light and dark, it's always been here, has been here for decades, for many eons, and I believe it's here is because there is always a new source of energy being created. Energy can't die nor be created, but it's being cycled into building more momentum. There's been a cycle of dark energy and that momentum of it, but I feel like it's being exposed and finally learning how to die down. And that's where the higher force comes in. I want you to question what you believe in, because if you believe you're meant for more, if you believe there's so much more that we do not know, you are not wrong. Because your internal source within you is helping you waken up to that truth and realizing there's so much we're not told. There's so much going on that's hidden. There's so much that you feel that you know, but you don't understand why you know. And it's because you have to embark on that journey of discovering who you are, what lies within you, and the reason of why the Creator created you by connecting to it. Now, those of you who don't believe there's a higher power, nothing wrong with that. But I want you to question. You can't believe in one thing and disregard the other. It's ignorant, in my opinion. If you believe in God, you can't disregard the darkness. Because you have to look at the darkness as like your ego. You can't kill the ego. You can't kill your shadow aspects. You can't kill those inner demons. But you can use them as fuel to assist you in a higher vibration or in a higher perspective, meaning transmuting and alchemizing that energy. Now, if you're a believer in the dark, but you disregard the light, sometimes, you know that saying? Sometimes I want to disappear, but truly, I really want to be found. That's kind of how it is. People who believe in darkness, people who are hyper independent, people who believe who don't deserve love or want love, or who are just full of superficiality. They truly crave love. They truly crave to be found. They truly crave to be understood. But they disregard the higher aspects of light and love and truth and accountability, or vulnerability at that. And so we have to understand that duality exists for the betterment of finding our signature purpose, because we have a divine signature, which is our energy, which makes us unique as we are, and that helps us enhance our possibility and probabilities of our potential and why we exist. And because of this, we have to face the obstacles and the adversity, hence the dark aspects of ourselves, and take accountability for it. But we also have to acknowledge that the higher forces that inspire us, that make us shine bright, that make us joyful, that make us lovable, that make us like, damn, we can make an impact in people's lives. We have to embrace that. Like, for instance, for an example, I know very, very intelligent, smart people who just don't have confidence in themselves, and they say, I want to be humble. I don't like compliments. They downgrade, they underestimate themselves, and they overestimate people who are not really on their level. And I used to do that for a long time too. But now I'm learning to be confident, because the ego is not here to self-destruct. If you transmute all of that lower vibration and dense energy, the ego is really here to assist you in recognizing your capabilities, the best aspects about you, but keeping them in a neutral level where you don't let your ego get the best of you. And the higher aspects of ourselves is here to teach us how to ground ourselves in humility and not be so airy and not be so lost and not be in la la land, but to really acknowledge that, you know what, even though I'm a kind person in a dark, hateful world, doesn't mean you have to let the world dismantle your spirit. It just means you gotta find an avenue to keep being that, to the point that things outside of you can no longer dismantle the person that you feel congruent in being. Meaning the higher self, your higher self, is here to really show you that you don't need to be like the world. You can be confident creating a new world, regardless of what people say or think, because it's no one's business. It's not your business what people think about you, but it's no one's business of the vision that you have that the Creator has given you. That's between you and the higher Creator. That's not between anyone else. So the reason why I'm saying all this is because we have to question our reality. our reality. We have to question why finance is the way that it is, why the education system is the way that it is, why our parents think the way that they do, why our family is the way that it is. We have to question why we are the way that we are. Because that always comes down to, what are you believing in? If you don't believe in anything, you're always going to live in a life of chaos. If you believe in a darker force, you're always going to live in a state of fear and wanting to manipulate. But if you believe in a higher force, then you are really going to... But let me back up before I continue that. Because some people believe in a higher force, but they lack taking accountability, and they use that to their advantage to gaslight other people. Meaning like, God says this, God says that. I'm like, listen, you don't know what God thinks. That's just the way you think. So we have to be mindful of that. There is a such thing as toxic positivity and people who use light to abuse. Now, for people like me and like you who are watching, you believe there's a higher force, and you acknowledge that there is darkness, and you transmute and alchemize that energy through healing and shadow work. You learn to question everything, and you learn to learn. And because of this, you know profoundly how important your existence is, not to the point that you think you're better than everyone, or you think you know better than everyone, or you think you're a prophet or something. You just know that your existence, what you know, the Creator has made, because you're here of an assistance. You're here of a demonstration. You're here to be an example, and you're here to literally create a ripple effect. And because of you acknowledging this, you're able to compartmentalize all these things and ground them into the physical, but know that the physical is not the only thing that is real, and you're not believing in everything that is fed to you, but you are able to be open-minded and become one with the collective consciousness. And here's the crazy thing, man. It's crazy how much diversity there is in the world, not just through pigmentation of the skin, or religion, or in racism, and not racism, ethnicities or cultures. There we go, the word culture. It's crazy how much diversity there is, and how much we're willing to judge one another. But we gotta recognize we all exist at the same time. So if we all exist at the same time, then there is, probably look at it this way, one big brain with different channels going within each individual that is existing at the same time. Hence the collective consciousness. If I'm not mistaken, could be wrong, there's more than 7 chakras. There's 22 chakras within our system. Like I said, could be mistaken, look it up. But beyond the 7 chakras, it keeps going and going and going and going and going. There is a higher link, a much higher link, that's connecting us to a channel of something that's helping us exist at the same time. And what we think and what we feel, how we act and what we believe in affects and creates a ripple effect within that big brain. So the more you question, what are you believing in? And the more you question, what master are you feeding? The more you're able to allow yourself to see, what link do I want to go to? Do I want to go to a link higher beyond myself? Or do I want to be linked so rooted in something that is not stable? Because yes, don't get me wrong, we are a big ball floating in midair. And we are a meat suit made out of stardust. So there's no reason why we should fear. But we do fear because we don't know if the earth is going to fall in mid-space, or, if heaven really exists, or if hell really does exist, or we do believe that it does. My question to you is, being so rooted in the physical is making you be of this world. What master do you think you're feeding? Because if you think the master is physical, or something dark, or something demented of this world, and you believe in that fear, and you feel into that fear, and you deny it, which makes you repeat, because what What you resist persists, makes you repeat those cycles, then it's a clear sign what you're feeding. But if you're not tangled up in of the world, or tangled up in people's web of lies or delusions, or something that doesn't make any sense really, meaning that all these things that we are told, all these things that we are shown, all these programs and channelings and propagandas and agendas, if you're not really believing in all that, you feel like you don't resonate with that, then it's a clear sign that you're looking for something higher than yourself. And it's a clear sign you know what master you're feeding. But as I say all this, as you question yourself and everything that you believe in, don't ever allow yourself to disregard the other. Like I said, you have light, you have darkness, you have feminine and masculine energy. You have God and the enemy. You have to acknowledge both, and you have to find balance within both, because we are both light and darkness. You can't be confident in yourself and still have insecurities, meaning that you can't believe in God and think you're so precious, but deny the fact that there is a shadow aspect of you that still has inner demons. Because here's the thing, we think all these forces are outside of us, but they're actually within us. We're not all saints, and we're not all devils. But if there's insecurities, there's inner demons. Those inner demons make you an enemy of yourself. And when there's an enemy within you, there will always be an enemy outside of you. That's why you change your perspective. If you realize the universe is not really the way that we are told that it is, then you allow yourself to see those shadow aspects of yourselves and transform them back into light and back into love, and realizing there's never been an enemy. There is an enemy. There only is because I believe that there is. Now, I know it may sound like I'm telling you to believe in God or believe in something higher, but think about it. Like, our parents didn't know how we were going to look coming out of the womb. They didn't know our eye color, our eyebrow shape, how our facial structure was going to be. The government didn't create the blades of grass on the ground or how many trees are in the universe. In the world. Doctors don't really know how many things can help us heal or understanding the biology of the existence of this world. Doctors don't know that. Scientists don't know that. So then there's something that does. And that's the thing that we have to run towards. That's the thing that we have to feed. That part of us that keeps questioning. Because the more you question, the more you seek, you shall find. That's why we can't be rigid in what we think we know and what we think we know is right, because it's not. That's why my favorite quote is, the one who thinks they know everything knows nothing. The one who believes they know nothing and wants to learn it all is the wise one. So I say this so to help you realize, when you realize what you believe in creates all the cycles and all the worry and all the stress and all the joy and all the happiness, what you believe in will persist. What you resist will persist. Where your energy flow, where your focus go, your energy flows. So question everything about yourself in your life. Question what you believe in. And then finally ask yourself, what master am I feeding? Because like I said, you can't control everything. So there is a force that is controlling things. But you could look at the force that controls the bad things in life and stay focused on only the bad. But there is a force that controls the things that are good in life and and you can only focus on those good things. But acknowledging the opposing force at the same time and learning how to transmute it. So, what will you focus on? What will you feed? Because there is one that is here to assist you, but helps you realize you have to face adversity in order to transmute and not get dismantled by it. And there's another force that is here to dismantle you and not to assist you, to make you lose yourself and make you believe that there's no support. So you can focus on that one. It's like that story. Oh, I'm gonna end it right here. Perfect way to explain that story with a grandson and a grandfather. The grandfather asks the grandson, there are two wolves. There's one good wolf that's white. One, noticing that I'm wearing all fucking white. See what I mean? It's just like synchronicity. It lets me know what I need to wear. Hence what I'm master and feeding. And there's a wolf that is dark. The bad wolf. Now the grandfather asks the grandson, what wolf would you feed? And the grandson said, well, both, because they're both hungry. The grandfather says, but if you feed the one that's bad, that one will eat you and devour you. But if you feed the one that is sweet, that will be the one that will protect you. So the whole point of this story is the grandfather is asking the grandson, what wolf would you feed? The one that protects you and thanks you and assists you to keep going forward? Or the one that just wants to trample, hurt you, and dismantle you? So that's why I'm here to ask you, what master are you feeding? First, acknowledge both forces. Question yourself and your reality. Question, what are you believing in? And then finally, what master are you feeding? So, beautiful beings, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed going down this little rabbit hole with me. But other than that, beautiful beings, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification. And don't forget to go to the description box below to hit the link tree so you'll be redirected to all the services and merch that I render. And follow me on all social media platforms. I only have Instagram and TikTok, but other than that, stay healthy, stay blessed, and just know you're always guided, loved, and protected. Until then, I'll see you on the next one. Only love.